This is a live show, so I'm going to wait for some people to come in, and then we'll get started. For those of you who are watching this a day or two or three later, and you're wondering why I haven't started yet. It looks like we got some people coming in. Hope y'all are doing wonderful today, this evening. Our guy. How are you doing, our guy? We got I Hate Bullies. What's up, Justin? Truth Be Told. Islander. Aussie Nation. Spirit in the Sky. John De Nicola. Good to see you, my friend. Michael Reed. Gary Bryant. STD 58. Brian Strawberry. So on and so on and so on. Man, fill it up quick. I appreciate it, everybody, for coming in. I've got some updates on this this walking in the road arrest that I recently took for documenting the roadblock and the concentration camp. One of my subscribers got mad at me for using that word, but I looked up the definition, and what they had set up there matches exactly the definition of a concentration camp. So I will continue to use that word. I'm no disrespect to what happened in Germany in the 1940s or whatever. Looks like we got enough people coming in. All right, so there's been some updates with this case. I have the police report. You guys are gonna laugh when you hear this. It's probably gonna upset y'all. I know the community is already highly upset over this whole case because it's very evident. All you have to do is go to the Galveston County Sheriff's Department's Facebook page. People have redressed their grievances. I mean, that Facebook page looks like a dumpster fire right now. So people are upset, and people are going to be more upset after what they hear that they're doing now. What's up, Hillsboro Highlights? I mean, y'all, this has got to be the most ridiculous, frivolous, most retaliatory nonsense I ever heard in my life. And I did obtain a lawyer yesterday, and he gave me the go-ahead to talk about this stuff. So I'm going to talk about it. That's why I've been waiting. It's just a walking on the road citation. So I diddled around with it a little bit myself, filed some motions. We're going to get into all that. But anyway, the lawyer I hired, he's a really good lawyer, Mr. Ben Capania, because he's local. CJ's really busy, and it's a citation, you know. So CJ's got bigger fish to fry, and I'm telling you, I'm really impressed with Ben anyway. So he told me, he said, yeah, Harvey, I think you should share this information. It's your case, and people are going to be highly upset when they hear about it. He says, I think it's not going to hurt you. I think you might as well let your audience know what they're doing. So let's do that. Here is the police report. We're going to go over that first. Let me make it a little bit bigger here. There we go. Okay, this is the police report. S. Hill is the guy that arrested me, the guy with the hat. And on the very first page here, and I'm going to end up doxing myself in this video, and I don't even care. Everybody already knows everything about me. Everybody knows where I live. It's no secret. So, but anyway, the very first page of this police report, whoops. As you can see here, they put that my two cell phones right here, two portable electronic communications, quantity, 2 cell phones, value, $200. That right there, if that doesn't show you what kind of incompetence, appreciate you, Maury. If that doesn't show y'all what kind of incompetent people that we're dealing with. I mean, they're not in touch with reality, y'all. They live in their little echo chamber in the police department, and they all talk the same propaganda to each other. They call each other heroes all day. They just spread the propaganda, regurgitate the same crap to everybody. They are not in any kind of touch with reality, man. They live in this echo chamber, and that right there goes to show you. I mean, that was an iPhone 15 Pro. That one camera alone is worth $1,500, and he put the value of both cameras at $200. Okay, So let's just move on. I think that's very telling about the intelligence level of these people that we're dealing with. You guys are free to your opinions. Okay, there's really nothing on that page. All right, here's where it starts getting good. And look, I know almost everybody has already seen the video. I'm not going to replay the video. It's on my James Freeman's put a video out. I put a video out. It's in my live streams. Everybody's seen it. Everybody knows what happens. We're not going to go back through that. But here is his report, okay? And it's full of lies. I mean, just full of lies. On 5/16/2025, into the early hours of 5/17, Lieutenant Smitty Hill was working a driver's license checkpoint located at 1867 Highway 87, Gilchrist, Galveston County, Texas. At approximately 11:30 p.m. on 5/16, I observed an unidentified white male entering the checkpoint area through the median on the north side of Highway 87. The white male, later identified as Robert Harvey, approached myself and other Galveston County Sheriff's Office deputies. Let's stop right there. That is a lie. Anybody can go and look into the video. I did not walk anywhere near them. Okay? They approached me not once, not twice, numerous times. First, it was an unidentified guy. His name's in here. He approached me. He told me not to go on the other side of the tape. I said, okay, so I'm good. He said, you're good. Just don't come over here and cross the tape. So then I walked a little bit. I didn't even take 5 steps after he told me that. I took the 5 steps away from him, and immediately the sheriff came and accosted me, telling me, go behind the cars, go behind the cars. I said, okay, Sheriff, I'll go behind the cars. I walked behind the cars, and then immediately another guy got up in my face and told me I had to go stand by the road. I think I'm getting ahead of the report. Lost my place. Okay. Later identified, approached myself and other Galveston County Sheriff's deputies, at which time we were standing in a pre-designated traffic lane, which was designed to distribute vehicles during checkpoint enforcement activities. Since the male was continuously attempting to speak with us, I never said one word to any of them. I mean, I can't believe they write this stuff. Don't they know? It's unbelievable, man. It's going to be so much fun getting them on the stand and just picking them apart on this. Then there's going to be the depositions. You know, Lieutenant Smitty Hill, basically what he did is he got married to me. When he did this, he's going to be married to me for the next 2 or 3 years, because this is going to go all the way through everything. So I'm wearing the wedding ring. Me and Hill are married now. Yeah, like just the other day, Wednesday or Tuesday, he already had to show up for court. He was standing right next to me. We're gonna get to that, you guys. So he already had to show up to court once, and he was shaking and sweating. He looked like a nervous wreck, stuttering. We're gonna get into that. Don't go anywhere. Y'all are gonna. That's what's really gonna be interesting when I get into that. My Ring camera just picked up somebody outside. Oh, here we go. Man, it's going to be difficult to get through this, man. There's just so many lies. Since the male was continuously attempting to speak with us and draw our attention toward him and away from a high traffic area, Chief M. Viraril and Captain Pope requested Harvey to step back to a reasonable distance. That's not true. They completely omitted the part where the sheriff himself told me to stand behind the vehicles, and I did. Then that's when Viraril and Pope told me to go stand by the street. Here it is. Harvey was originally instructed to stay behind police vehicles which were bordering the traffic lane, but the individual continued to try and come into the traffic area and beyond the point in which Captain Pope and Chief Virial designated for him. So he's saying that, okay, I went behind the cars like the sheriff told me to. And then after that, then I kept trying to go back to where they were in the road. It's a complete lie. Complete lie. Like, I can't even believe that they wrote this on paper, man. I mean, how embarrassing is this? We haven't even gotten through 4 sentences yet. For his safety, let me see who the hell this is. For his safety, for my safety, y'all. Like, I need these guys keeping me safe. The Supreme Court ruled Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, I believe, is the ruling. I could be wrong. Somebody put it in the chat. Castle Rock versus Gonzalez. The Supreme Court ruled that police have no duty, none whatsoever, for public safety. None. It's not their job. Their job is to enforce the laws, not public safety. Nobody should ever depend on the police for their public safety ever. You got to keep yourself safe. And the Supreme Court's ruled on it. So if you ever depend on the police for safety and they let you down and somebody gets hurt or injured or unalived because you depended on the police to keep you safe and they didn't, the Supreme Court has already ruled that you cannot hold the police liable for that. So that's some bullshit. There's another lie. For my safety. They actually made it unsafe for me by putting me where they put me. It was a big field with nothing but grass. They pushed me all the way to the road. I'm getting ahead of myself, you guys. If we can get to this police report, we're going to get to some really good stuff here. Hey, congratulations on your new member, Jody. Yeah, they're also allowed to lie to the public. Absolutely. But not in a sworn affidavit. Absolutely. Yeah, the Supreme Court also ruled that the cops are allowed to lie to us. It is Castle Rock versus Gonzalez. I knew I had it right. Thank you, Abstract Echo, for that. I really appreciate it. All right, I got to find my place again. For his safety. For his safety, the safety of officers working active and for the safety of officers working active traffic stops in that lane, and the police line tape up so the unidentified subject would have a visible boundary of where he would be allowed to be safely. Okay, they're trying to act like they don't know who I was at this point, which is all bull crap. They know who I was. This whole thing was retaliation. They wanted to keep me away from there. They didn't want me recording. They weren't going to give us the same access that they gave Grizzy. Police line and cones were staged parallel to Highway 87 on the concrete barricades on the southern portion of the checkpoint. Note, this line was placed on the southern portion of the checkpoint staging area, excluding the entrance-exit driveway so that the checkpoint... All right, who cares? I feel like I skipped a sentence in here. No, I didn't. Okay. While taping this area, another 2 identified white males were intruding into the checkpoint area via the high traffic driveway, which was leading into the enforcement area of the checkpoint. That's bullshit. We weren't intruding into anywhere. We were in public. They were the ones that were pushing us around and accosting us, talking to us. A whiteboard which was being used to distinguish direction travel for blah, 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 blah. We went everywhere they told us to go, and that still wasn't good enough. So retaliation for First Amendment. So, and that's what the lawsuit's going to say too, I'm sure. At this time, I had to cease supervising activities at the checkpoint enforcement area and reposition the whiteboard. I also had to erase the important information for persons entering the checkpoint and replace it to read police only past this point. He didn't have to do that when it was just Grizzy there, only us. Why was that? While standing near the command post, I observed Harvey walking east and west on top of the barricades positioned in the roadway. As this was not a violation of the transportation code, I did not intervene Harvey, but monitored the situation from afar. Note, I felt it was necessary to monitor this from afar due to Harvey walking along a narrow concrete barrier, which was positioned next to a roadway while there was a 2 to 4 mile long line of traffic. 4-mile long traffic block because they set up a checkpoint. He just admitted it right there that the road's closed. Traveling approximately 3 foot from the highway. Guess what? I was walking right where they told me to walk. They put me right there. Let's see. I like that comment. While monitoring Harvey's dangerous and reckless action, I observed him to again walk along the elevated and narrow concrete barrier east for approximately 100 feet. Hero Hill jumped in and saved the day. He saw me walking dangerously. Again, we've already proven Castle Rock versus Gonzalez. It's not his job to keep me safe. Harvey remained there for a short period of time, then began walking west. I observed Harvey step down from the concrete barrier. Well, I mean, with all this work that he said he was distracted from, why isn't he doing the work that he is claiming that I kept him from doing? Instead, he sat there and just stared at me for 15 to 20 minutes, waiting for me to walk the wrong way so he could arrest me. That's what he did. Brandon Mitchell, what's up? XXGO, what's up? I know I didn't do anything right, and I'm gonna get to that. The road was closed, for one. For two, they pushed me there, put me in that spot. It's like they set up the scene, they set up the crime. It was actually entrapment. Plus, the road was closed. Plus, the road was dangerous. The other side of the road was dangerous. I have pictures. There was trip hazards everywhere, cones, generators, lights. I mean, the other side of the road was absolutely not walkable. And as of September 1st, 2023, House Bill 1277 says that whenever the side of the road is dangerous and there's no sidewalk provided, it is not against the law to walk with traffic. Okay, you have to keep yourself safe, not worry about these dumb cops. They can't keep you safe. So that's why House Bill 1277 was recently passed a couple of years ago. That's exactly how Layla got her case dismissed when Officer Aguish jumped out and attacked her and said she was walking on the wrong side of the road. Well, the other side of the road, there was no sidewalk, and it was slanted real bad. There was obstructions. They dismissed the case, and she got caught, allegedly got caught with felony amount of METH, and they still dismissed everything because House Bill 1277 says that when the road is unsafe, either side, then you can walk wherever you need to be safe if there's no sidewalk provided. Y'all can look that up if you don't believe me. Okay. I observed Harvey walk in this manner in direction of travel. Wait, hold on. I missed. Harvey remained there for a short period of time, then began, and he's got all kind of misspellings in here. I'm having to fix his spellings and his punctuation. Some of these sentences don't even make sense if I read them the way he wrote them. For a short period of time, then began walking west. I observed Harvey step down from the concrete barrier and began walking the shoulder of the roadway with his back to oncoming traffic, west on Highway 87. I observed Harvey to walk in this manner in direction of travel for approximately 30 feet. Wow, this is what we pay a lieutenant over $100,000 a year for, is to spend a half an hour at a checkpoint watching how a member of the press walks so they can arrest him. Unbelievable. A lieutenant now, and he had two other people standing there watching me with him. It's all documented. Due to walked on highway with traffic, no sidewalk being a violation in Texas, I approached Harvey, who is now standing on the concrete barrier, requested him to step down. I explained to Harvey that walked on highway with traffic, no sidewalk, was a violation of the law, and he was placed under arrest. During this time, Lieutenant Healy also approached Harvey with me and took possession of his phones that he was actively recording us with. Harvey requested that we give his phones to his friends, at which time Lieutenant Healy advised him that since he recorded himself with those devices committing a walking violation of the law, they were being seized as evidence. Harvey was escorted over to the booking detention area to remand him into the custody of the Galveston County Jail. During the encounter with the jail, Harvey stated one of his restraints was hurting his wrist. The hand restraints were removed, at which time one of the jail staff asked if it would be okay to place his hand restraints in the front, to which I agreed due to Harvey being cooperative. Isn't that sweet, y'all? I told y'all me and Hill are married now. Next 2-3 years at least. He's already had to show up for court once. We haven't even got started yet. I haven't even got a court date yet, and he's already had to show up for court. Before I even hired a lawyer, he had to show up for court on this motion I filed myself. We're going to get to this. Sorry, y'all. The chat's way over here, and what I'm reading is way over here. Oh, gosh, I keep losing my place. Harvey was, okay. Aside from Harvey's phones, all of his property was turned over to the Galveston County Jail. The 2 phones were submitted as evidence to the on-site property technician. Booking paperwork was completed, blah, blah, blah. All right. Oh, he says, note, while monitoring Harvey from afar, I noticed that my body-worn camera was depleted and not operating. Detective Rodriguez was walking by near me at the same time, and he was obviously doing nothing. I observed Harvey walking on top of the concrete barrier. Therefore, I requested to use her body-worn camera to record the encounter and the arrest of Harvey. Wow. So not only do we have a Lieutenant Hill making over $100,000 a year, spend 20 to 30 minutes with his eyeballs locked on me while I walk around, but now he's recruiting other people to help him because his body camera died and blah, blah, blah. And what? Unbelievable. Charges: walked on highway with traffic, no sidewalk. Evidence: 2 cellular devices taken from Harvey. All right, that's pretty much it on that. Now let's get to pull up this motion that I filed. Okay. There we go. Let's get rid of the police report. We're done with that. Okay, everybody. So I filed this. I typed this up myself and filed this on May 27th, 2025, which was not long after they arrested me. And this was a motion to get my cameras back. So, and it's on the screen, the first page. Motion for return, and I've already been to court over this, but let me read this first. Motion for return of property pursuant to federal and state law to the honorable judge of said court. Now comes Robert Harvey, defendant in above styled and numbered cause, respectfully moves this court for the immediate return of camera equipment seized by the Galveston County Sheriff's Department on May 17th, 2025, without a warrant, without a subpoena, in violation of both federal and state protections. In support thereof, defendant shows the following. Factual background. On May 17th, 2025, defendant was arrested in Galveston County, Texas for the Class C misdemeanor offense of walking wrong in violation of Texas Transportation Code. The arrest was carried out by Lieutenant Hill of the Galveston County Sheriff's Department, my significant other, Lieutenant Hill. During the arrest, Lieutenant Hill unlawfully seized defendant's journalistic camera equipment, including an iPhone 15 Pro valued at $1,500 and a Samsung Galaxy A35 valued at $500, both of which are essential tools for his work as an independent journalist. No search warrant, subpoena, or court order was presented at the time of the seizure. The seized equipment contains no evidentiary value to the prosecution because the defendant, me, was live streaming the entire incident to his YouTube channel, Harvey Freebird, at the time of the arrest. A complete and unedited version of the arrest is publicly available, and I put the link right there for the judge to see it. And I'll tell you another thing. While I was in there filing this motion, I told the judge, I said, for one, it was live streamed on YouTube. Anybody can look at it. They don't need the cameras. There's nothing in the cameras. I live streamed it. And for two, I'm admitting right here in open court that I walked the wrong way. I'm not denying that. I'm admitting that. My defense doesn't have anything to do with me walking the wrong way. I already told y'all. House Bill 1277. That's a wrap. That's my defense. The road was closed. The road was dangerous. Okay, here's page 2 of the motion I filed. That was page 1. Let me remove this and pull up page 2. Y'all wait, it gets better. Wait till you hear this bullshit. I can't believe that they're really embarrassing themselves like this. And wait a minute, that's the wrong one. And then there's the matter, y'all. I mean, these are not honorable, honest people. I mean, if I have any IT guys in here, what are the odds of them putting stuff on my phone and trying to plant stuff on my phone and get me in trouble for that? What are the odds of that? And while we're on this point, before I forget, I want to go ahead and say something. They pulled this same stunt on me in Fort Worth. They arrested me, charged me with stalking a police officer because I filmed one police officer 3 different times over the course of 7 months. Long story short, they arrested me for felony stalking, took my phones. They got a search warrant for my phones. They went in my phone, searched everything. They were really hoping that they would find something else because they knew the stalking wasn't going to hold up. Turner versus Driver. All I was doing was recording cops. They didn't find anything in my phones. They know more about me. They knew more about me in the last 2 years than I could remember because they had everything in my phones, like literally everything. The case was dismissed. I won. I got my phones back. They didn't find anything in my phones. Yeah, this is a fishing expedition, y'all. Yeah. All right, let's read page 2 of this motion that I filed and had a hearing for. I had a hearing for this already, and then I'll tell y'all what happened. Okay, legal grounds for return. The unlawful seizure of my phones violates United States Code 42-2000 AA, which protects journalists and newsrooms from searches and seizures unless specific statutory conditions are met. The statute prohibits law enforcement from seizing work product materials of journalists unless a subpoena has been issued and not complied with, or there is probable cause to believe the journalist has committed a crime and the materials sought are directly connected to the alleged criminal conduct. Well, that's what I was there to argue. There is no evidentiary value in the phones. I'm admitting I walked the wrong way. They have the footage live streamed to YouTube. So they're just doing this. It's more retaliation. That's all it is, retaliation and a fishing expedition. In this case, the seizure was not accompanied by any judicial process and no probable cause existed to believe the camera equipment itself was instrumental in the alleged Class C misdemeanor offense of walking on the wrong side of the road. The camera equipment is critical to the defendant's profession as a journalist. Its continued detention infringes upon First Amendment rights, impedes defendant's ability to work, and is causing substantial financial loss and lost revenue, which, yes, it is. They've cost me a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my production has slowed down. Defendant's arrest did not involve any evidence that would justify seizure of camera equipment. The seizure, therefore, constitutes an unlawful taking under the 4th and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution and should be returned immediately. All right, that's basically that. So this hearing was, I think it was Tuesday. I got a hearing, and I hadn't even hired a lawyer at this point. So I showed up in there. I had an appointment with the judge for this motion. And then when they called my name, the prosecutor that was there, Ted Mora, he's the one that handles all of the cases that come through that court. He should have been handling my case. He was handling my case. As soon as the judge called my name, Ted Mora tells the judge, "Hold on, Judge. We have a special prosecutor on this case. We're going to have to go get him." The judge was like, "What?" The judge is looking at this motion. And you know, and then when he says that, special prosecutor, then he grabbed the motion again and was like, walking on the wrong side of the road. And then Ted Moore's like, "Yeah, just hold on, Your Honor." So then they went and got this other special prosecutor. Another 15, 20 minutes went by. I'm the only person left in the courtroom. I'm just sitting there waiting. I don't know what's going on. And then Lieutenant Hill's little weasel ass shows up. So I got 2 prosecutors and Lieutenant Hill that showed up. I'm standing here. I got the motion in my hand. The judge has a copy in his hand. And the judge says, "Look, this is pretty simple. The guy just wants his cameras back." And I told the judge, I said, "Look, I live streamed it. The link is right there if they want to watch it. I'm admitting I walked the wrong way. So there is no evidence to be gathered. I'm admitting that I walked the wrong way." So then they told the judge that another judge has signed for a search warrant to search my phones, and only for the video of me walking the wrong way. That's what they told the judge. So then the judge told me he didn't deny this motion. He did not deny it, but he reset me another hearing. Samuel says, "You aren't paying attention, Samuel. House Bill 1277, that's my defense." Okay. The road was closed. Okay. There's no question that I walked the wrong way. Anyway, you just threw me off. Where was I at? So the judge gave me another hearing. He didn't deny this motion, but he gave me another hearing. He said, "Harvey, there ain't anything I can do right now because the judge signed for a search warrant." So then this prosecutor, he says, "Well, Harvey, if you want to give us the passcodes to get into your phones, it'll be a lot quicker and we'll be able to return your phones to you." I'm like, I am not cooperating with you guys violating my constitutional rights. Absolutely not. And then I told them that I want a copy of the search warrant. The prosecutor told me he would email me a copy. The prosecutor told me he would email me a copy of the search warrant, which I still haven't received yet. I walked straight out of there. That was the end of that. And as soon as I walked out of there, I called and hired a lawyer. And so now everything is going through that lawyer. Yeah. Oh, cool, Michael. Yeah, that's my home. Yeah. What an interesting comment. Yeah, I used to live there, Michael. So anyways, these guys are really reaching, and the amount of retaliation that's going on here is just unbelievable. Oh, before I forget, I am the only person in the history of the United States of America that's ever had their cameras seized for walking on the wrong side of the road. I'm the only person in the United States of America that has had a search warrant issued on their phones for walking on the wrong side of the road, a Class C misdemeanor. I mean, they're just setting all kinds of new precedents here, and it all just says one thing: this is retaliation. There's no doubt about it. Let me go over my notes here and make sure. Okay. So I showed y'all the police report. I showed y'all the motions that I did on those motions. I did those on my own. I got my own hearing scheduled. But after seeing that stunt that they pulled in the courtroom, I was like, okay, you know, this was a walking on the wrong side of the road citation. I thought it was going to be something simple. I thought I could handle it myself. But these guys brought in the big guns for me for a freaking misdemeanor, walking on the wrong side of the road. So I made up my mind right then and there. Okay, it's time. This is getting over my head. And the lawyer that I hired, he's real badass. Oh, also they asked me, the judge asked me, they was like, well, Harvey, if you want to just plead guilty, you can probably that'll be the end of it. You can get your phones back since you already admitted you're walking the wrong way. I said, no, judge, because I'm not guilty. House Bill 1277 exempts me from walking the wrong way. I'm not pleading guilty. Absolutely not. I don't have anything to hide. I'm not pleading guilty. You know, you guys can keep my phones, do whatever the hell you want to with them. You're not going to hold my phones over my head and try to get me to plead guilty to get my phones back. That ain't going to work. It's not going to happen. You guys keep doing your retaliation, go through it the whole 9 yards, because it's just going to keep adding up and adding up and adding up. So let's, what's the comment saying? And then I got one more thing to show y'all. Oh, it's House Bill 1277, y'all. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up. Let's see. Let me do everything else, and then I'll pull it up. I should have had a window ready to show y'all. It's called House Bill 1277, y'all. Texas. It's been in law ever since September of 2023. It's been into law. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the Layla O'Brien story, where Officer Aguise jumped out and grabbed her and arrested her and searched all of her stuff because he said she was walking on the wrong side of the road. That's how her case was dismissed. House Bill 1277. Yeah, this is the first live stream we've done in a long time where Loser Lowry hasn't been in here. He's been sending me emails this morning saying, I'm going to jail. You've committed federal crimes and blah, 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 blah. It's just absolutely ridiculous, man. All right, let me show y'all something else here. Oh. Let me move this. Hold on, y'all. I'm moving stuff. Everybody still there? Okay. All right. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, okay, what I had pulled up is gone. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the general public has already voiced their disgust in what's going on with this case. This is their Facebook page. I mean, this Facebook page, ever since they did this illegal checkpoint and arrested me, this Facebook page has looked like a dumpster fire, man. There's literally thousands of comments of people redressing their First Amendment rights. And, you know, I got to be honest with you, you know, after I go over and look at this and I see all the Americans that have my back, you know, it kind of makes me, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just nice to see that people aren't in agreement with what they're doing and they're expressing their First Amendment rights. I mean, and I didn't ask any of these people to do this. Look at these comments. Okay, now that's not working. What the heck, man? Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's read some of these comments, y'all. There's Bruce. At least we know how much it takes for these sovereigns to violate their oath. Costo Loco says, look at the comments. Sheriff Fuller needs to step down for the sake of our Galveston County law enforcement. He's destroyed more trust within our community. FullenLies.com. Here's another one. TheRealTrueJimmyFullen.com. I don't have quite the extensive background as Jimmy has. Do I need to commit some crimes before I can be hired as a police officer? Asking for a friend. So this post here, they're trying to recruit people to join the sheriff's department. So these are just some of the comments. So you guys have shown that you're upset about what's been going on. And I figured after I brought y'all this new news, y'all would be even more upset. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. The retaliation and the crap that they're doing and the tax dollars that they're wasting and the resources that they're wasting just to retaliate against me and try to put me out of my way and be assholes just because of my First Amendment right, my opinion. So there's a new sheriff in town and he's looking for a few new jackbooted thugs to join his gang. Delaware versus Prowse was a United States Supreme Court case in which the court held that the police may not stop motorists without any reasonable suspicion to suspect crime or illegal activity to check their driver's license and auto registration. Texas Penal Code 38.02 says your checkpoint is illegal. Look at this, man. It's just every comment, man. Every comment. These are just American people. This is Galveston County Sheriff's Department's Facebook page. It literally has been looking like a dumpster fire. This one says you don't even need a valid, legitimate TCO license. That's because a lot of people are saying that the sheriff's license is not valid. They're trying to take it away from them because of all the corruption and lies. Look at this, y'all. Every comment. Drugs are allowed for officers. This is covered up by the sheriff. Who makes sure we're safe from you? Just tell them you're friends with Jimmy. Oh, Lord, these comments are off the chain. Oh, look, there's a High Impact Flicks, Brian. There's only one requirement to join Galveston County Sheriff's Department. Leave your conscience at home when you put on that uniform. So come on down and learn to goose step with your fellow jackboot thugs. Don't forget to bring your swastika armband. Papers will be supplied by the peasants, the bootlickers. Barry Douglas says, Sheriff's Department conducts unlawful checkpoints and arrests people for not showing their papers just like the Nazis. It's terrible that it's come to this. I agree. The first requirement is to hold a TCO license. Doesn't that eliminate our sheriff? The best part about these comments is that 85% of people commenting couldn't pass the fitness test or look like they're 7 months late on child. I don't know what that means. That doesn't make sense. Do you only hire officers who are willing to oppose and undermine the Constitution of the United States of America? Are you okay with hiring officers who support the freedom of the press? Maybe you figure you can train such constitutional thinking out of them. That was a good comment. That was about me. Let's see what the Making up laws and violating rights. These shit sheriff deputies appear to like to violate citizens' rights and make up laws. More blank that aren't shit without the gun and badge. So, guys, look, this goes on forever. Look, every comment. And look, the American people have spoken. And so, what has the sheriff and the sheriff's department done in response to this? They've doubled down on this bullshit, and they're taking it a step further. Let's read this one. 330 comments. Wait a minute. We didn't see all of these. I didn't hit all comments. I only hit. There we go. I already showed that one. I thought CJ Grisham left a comment on one of these posts. Y'all, it's every post, man. They've just been getting obliterated. And they don't care. They don't care what the public thinks. Here's somebody that posted one of my videos. Look at this corrupt sheriff and corrupt gang of violent pigs out terrorizing the community, arresting old women and setting up Nazi roadblocks to forcefully and unlawfully search cars of Americans, creating a 5-mile-long traffic jam. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The traffic jam was 5 miles long. They had the road completely shut down. And the road was completely unsafe. So definitely House Bill 1277. Let me see if I can pull that up without messing up the stream, y'all. Hold on. Okay, so y'all, this is the Galveston County's Facebook page. It's been getting obliterated ever since they did this crap. It was catching some heat before the roadblock, but since the roadblock and my arrest and Bruce's arrest, it is just, it's getting out of control. And they don't care what the public says. They still think that they're heroes. If you get a DUI or get caught with some meth, they post your picture up here and expect people to lick their boots. But yeah, y'all go check it out. Galveston County Sheriff's Office. Go look for yourself. Don't take my word for it. How long have we been going? 48 minutes. We'll look at House Bill 1277, and then we'll end this. I went through the material that I wanted to go through. I showed you guys the news. I showed you what they're doing. They're doubling down. So and it does appear that the whatever prosecutor that they have is going along with this, because allegedly they had a prosecutor at the checkpoint with them. Let me move this. Hold on, y'all. Almost got it. And here's another thing. So the DA, the prosecutor, seems like they're complicit on this, because when I put in a records request right after this happened with the sheriff's department, they immediately sent it to the district attorney. No, Christy, I don't have a court date yet. I have another motion hearing coming up for the return of my property, but I'm not going to, I hired a lawyer. I'm not putting up with this bullshit. So like I said earlier, I could have pled guilty and already paid a little small fine and been done with this. Got my phones back and been done with this. But no, that's not how I roll, man. I'll spend 10 times more on a lawyer and dragging y'all through court. We're going to televise the whole thing. So, and yeah, I haven't even got a court date yet. But Lieutenant Hill's already been to court once over this. He's going to be so tired of me in court when this is all over with. He's going to be famous. We're going to put his deposition online, the whole 9 yards. We're going all the way with this. So here's House Bill 1277. Oh, I hate it when it's like this. It's hard to read. But here it is. Let's see if we can find something easier to read. Like maybe a summary or something. Well, here's a little summary right here. Allows pedestrians to walk on the right side of the roadway or the shoulder of the highway in those situations. It's missing something. All right, let's just open this. New Texas law allows walking on roads when sidewalks. There we go. Sidewalks are blocked or unsafe. That's House Bill 1277, y'all. The road was closed. They pushed me out there. They put me where they wanted me to be and then arrested me for being where they told me to be. Just complete retaliation. There it is. It says you should walk on the shoulder of the highway facing oncoming traffic unless the left side of the roadway or shoulder of the highway facing oncoming traffic is obstructed or unsafe. Right there. I rest my case. That's my defense right there, y'all. So, yeah, and I was talking to my lawyer today. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of strategy, but anyhow, thanks y'all for watching and going through this. Just wanted to keep y'all updated on what's going on, because if they want to act like sleazeballs and slime balls and do this disgusting crap to Americans that are only doing what our forefathers told us to do in the Constitution, which is be free press, report the news, be critical on your government, don't trust the government, report their bad behavior, and keep an eye on them. And give them a pat on the back when they do good. We don't have a problem with that. That's what we do all the time. So, oh, I'm late. Any questions, y'all? Because I'm done. Let's get rid of that. Layla O'Brien. It's on my channel, man. It's got 450,000 views. On the thumbnail, it says, what's it say on the thumbnail? I forgot. I'll show it to y'all. And then we'll get out of here. Wait a minute. Let me go to YouTube. I'm starting to sweat because I turned my air conditioner off to do this so you don't hear the air conditioner going. Vroom. I'm starting to sweat, man. It's getting hot. I always enjoy Lost Luggage Lowry's comments. What's it say? I think Mom meant to leave at the airport, but got guilted into coming back for me. He thinks his mom meant to leave him at the airport. Oh, that's funny. Anyways, that's the news. That's the updates going on with my arrest for the terrible crime of walking on the wrong side of the road, which was a ticketable offense, but they took me to jail. They didn't need my phones because it was live stream. They didn't need any evidence anyway. They just retaliated. They took my phones to be dicks. Now they won't give them back. Even though they don't need any evidence, they say they need the evidence out of there. It's just a fishing expedition.
First of all, we're going to...
That's the Layla O'Brien. The one that says bully beatdown right there. I'll tell you what, I'll put a link in here. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a link. Videos. Popular. It's got 461,000 views. This is the one with Layla O'Brien. She beat her case with House Bill 1277. They found felony amounts of narcotics on her. She claims they were planted on her, but her whole case got dismissed because of House Bill 1277. And there is that video right there, y'all. Hey, Lawrence Accountability, good to see you. Somebody said reset your iPhone so they can't get in it. I'm never using that phone again, ever. I don't trust them. Not after they've had their hands on it. They'll buy me another one in the lawsuit one day. Yep, there it is, y'all. The link right there. Wingspan Angel put it in there too. Yep, y'all are late because I'm ending this right now. It's over. Go back and watch it from the beginning because it's over. I'm done. I'll see y'all later. This was an update on my arrest and the news and the motions I filed and the police report. So if y'all are interested, go back and watch it from the beginning right now. I'm ending this because I got to turn my air conditioner on again. I'm sweating. I turned it off so it wasn't humming in the video. All right, y'all. Enjoy your night. We might do some live streaming tonight.